Okay. Well, that out of the way. We're gaming. All right, so we left off the very tail end of episode 1. This one. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. That's not the British accent that Ryunosuke has. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place at Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Who the hell is this? Oh, it's you. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Yes, she brought me a book. A very important little journal. Oh no, I didn't do it. Thank you so much. If we hadn't had the research report of Miss Brett, I didn't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. The Mikotabas. The wind blows forever for this guy. He's just got that aura. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Yeah, how dare you, a woman, enter this court of law? Susato Mikotaba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Speaking of Mikotaba... Oh, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Hello, sir. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh, it was a little more personal than I thought. I thought this guy was just... I thought this dude just invited him because, you know, he was famous. Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, it's all your fault. You invited him to his death. Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotaba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's where you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now, besides. Yeah, I love how... they could have easily made his headband just act normally. Could very easily do that. But they didn't. Like everyone else in this game so far has had some pretty like grounded, I don't know, animations. save for, like, the breakdowns of certain witnesses and culprits. It's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country and leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Notice how I did not mention cuisine. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I will learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Why not? Of course I am. Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. Holy shit, this guy studied the blade. It cuts down anything that's in my way. Okay, Simon. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. Right, have fun, Cece, lurking. Watching and judging. What are you judging over here? Huh? My stream is flawless. There's nothing to judge. My microphone has never had any problems, you know? Never. The masses are. Ain't that the truth? That reminds me, what happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. I don't think we've actually established a motive yet, have we? Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself right now. She's the true culprit, after all. She'll be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? What? Shanghai? Flee to China. Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Who's this? Oh, what's up? Inspector Hosonaga? I didn't expect you'd be a recurring face in this game. It was a very hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate... But what's with all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? Then who? Who's gonna bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear a case. Somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. Why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. Will I see her again? I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial is nothing more than a game all along. There's never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. I tried so hard, I got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over the custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. Early 1900s? Right before 1900? One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. Professor, we're all drinking age here, aren't we? You're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start by having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? I hope you don't cough blood into our food. Jeez. Let's not worry about details for now. I'm worried about you, sir. To La Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none. I like her. She's cute. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh, yes, thank you. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Foreshadowing is a literary device. We will never know. What did I just say? Kazuma. I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. You have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. Gotta believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to just know the truth. You have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, You face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. It's like he's learning the lessons. The same ones that Phoenix Wright learned. Gotta believe. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. Sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh, god damn it. Inspector, wipe your mouth. Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. We'll be right there. God damn it. Let's pick up this conversation again later. Guys, I'm worried. This is like the largest death flag I've ever seen for this guy. You know, like the reliable mentor, just like Mia Fey. You know, the superstar lawyer. He's here to teach me the whole way through, just like Mia was supposed to. It's like, oh, I have something very important to ask you. Oh, interrupted at a very inconvenient time. And then when he's dying in my arms, that'll be his last words, his favor. I'm calling it now. You should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah, yes, that too. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotaba, Susato-san, who acted as my assistant. I don't know if she... Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. What do you mean? You brought the beat. You collected everything. What do you mean didn't play much of a part? You kidding me? It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize, oh no, just how much it would change my life. He's fucking dead. He's so fucking dead, guys. Sure, I want to save. Who? Is that the silhouette of Herlock Sholmes I see? Is that the man himself? The adventure of the unbreakable speckled band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Oh my god, it's him.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through
Wilson, not Watson.
I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Interesting. On board the steamship Booyah? Oh,
So
hey.
then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed.
Who is this
No
guy?
marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way.
Fucking Inspector Gadget
This
goggles.
would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script.
Extraordinary.
And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Gun?
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
We got heavy Team Fortress 2?
Touch before maritime police come. We must wait. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
What are you doing here, Susato?
This is murder, and in cabin locked from inside.
Oh my god,
Ah,
it
yes,
literally
the
is
locked room.
the Heavy's
That
voice.
mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Everyone speaks
Who are
British.
you, and where have you come
Hosanaga,
from?
what the fuck?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume you must have heard of him.
Maybe your cousin? I don't think I've heard of you specifically. Ugh, my head is throbbing. I wonder what that first bit was. Was that like an actual excerpt from a Sherlock Holmes story? I mean, obviously they swapped out the names and stuff, but it was very distinct from how the rest of the game is stylized. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, Oh. It's Sailor. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. We found you. And now you pay. Criminal. With a K. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Ugh, sorry. Am I a stowaway? What is this? Now that you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Is this Sholmes? Crimes are that he's a big back? Is he? We haven't even seen him eat yet. All we had was an implied party and sukiyaki. Oh, hey. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato! Why am I getting accused of murder 2 times in a row? Wait, what did you say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Guys, the music and ambient sound stopped. I see a hilt of a sword at the bottom of my screen. Things aren't good. Things aren't looking good, folks. Look on the ground. Ah, you pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in sheep's pet. The pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin. It was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Wow, I did say he was gonna die, but I didn't think it would be this soon. Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs, surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! No. No! Kazuma was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else would you come to England with me to study? Was there really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though? The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor? I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Jeez. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. So disrespectful, no honor, no manners. You know, that's exactly what the British people in this game say about the Japanese. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I wanted to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotabo, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. Get in there! I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Yes, just write "keep out." That'll stop them. They can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. Yes, because writing a big "keep out" sign will really help people not open it. Famously effective, telling people what to do. It'll just make them want to open it even more. What the fuck? You go into a room with a giant ass keep out sign on a wardrobe. Okay, never would I think to myself, I must open this wardrobe if I just go into a room and see a wardrobe. But if there's a giant ass keep out sign, I'm opening that shit, man. You know, some monster might come and jump scare me. Whatever, man. It is what it is. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. No. Bessie. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Do not make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Ah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san. Damn, even Susato doesn't believe me? I mean, one of her close friends just died, huh? Please tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I could do is try to find out what really happened. Kazuma's death? He really has been killed, hasn't he? Isn't just a bad dream? Dude, the handcuff animation is hilarious. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolts on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? There's a vent. There's literally a vent. The top left, he vented. It's not me, someone else is sus. Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did you die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no postmortem analysis experience. I don't suppose you shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. Interesting. So it could be a lot of things. Could be poison again. Could be lack of... Oh, if it was strangling, I feel like you'd see marks around his neck. Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably, that's something you know the answer better. You know the answer to better than anyone. One sec. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... What you meowing for, Cece? What you barking for? What manner of creature are you? He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. Ooh, someone had a crush? This morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Sasato-san arrived? Does that mean he was already dead when Sasato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, it was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. Wait a sec. Didn't Sholm say that the victim was Russian? Or knew Russian? There's no way. There's no shot that Kazuma knows Russian. Absolutely not. The wipe tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy, it's still throbbing like anything. Was I drugged? Stowaway. Why are you even on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabins for so long without him noticing? No. That would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Kazuma. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. Susato, I'm sorry about your crush because he clearly is more interested in someone else. You have the talent for it, I can assure you of that. I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. And by the way, dude, this track bangs. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. Huh? do you mean, forget it? Dude setting up death flags post-mortem. That's a level of death flag I've never seen before. We find him dead, and then we get a flashback to him setting up a death flag. Insane. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. Yes. Something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san, sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away in the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. You nailed it. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. We're so cooked. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep? Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Wait, bro died? Where have you been? He's been dead for a good while. Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this. So my question is, where the fuck are we gonna do a trial? We're on a boat. Are we gonna do our trial once we land? Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. Now I'm just supposed to sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hi-ya! Holy shit. What in the? That was Susato Takedown. Susato what? What martial art form is that? I like this. This is funny, being upside down. I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago. You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. Show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Is this it? My university collar pin. I mean, this is the only thing, right? This is the paper seal I broke for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it. I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. Expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. Right, so he was inside the wardrobe with this sign over it. The fact that the sign was still on the wardrobe means that he never left. So he couldn't have left to kill Kazuma. Easy peasy. My Japanese has not rusted completely. It says Akeru na.
Yes!
Yes. Ryunosuke, why don't you just get up now? Why are you still on the ground, man? Tell me, when was I discovered in the wardrobe before? Was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly. Meow meow Nihongo. Wakarimasen. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Damn, you hit me with the Nihongo Jozu. Should I feel good or offended? Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. Can I talk to this gentleman? If I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-san thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Excuse me. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. Conjuring trick? Magic? What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. Ooh. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Ah, our first actual investigation. Well, let's talk. AKA converse. Oh, we don't have anything we can talk about. Damn, Sato, stop looking at me like that. Look at me like I'm some sort of criminal or something. Looking at me like I killed someone very dear to you. Oh, you're in here. Who's this? This is... yes, it's a Belcourt contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. What's that face you're making? Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Who wants to bet that Hosonaga is gonna come through the door? I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Oh. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Poor Susato and her internalized racism. Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard. Are you, Naruto-san? Okay, I literally did that. I already did that. Yes, look around using BM. What are, by the way, what are those keybinds? Why are they B and M? Yes, sure. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe that entire time, Naruto-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh, no, I suppose not. Although, it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. Trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So, yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Let's see, we got chair, vent, very sus. I think that's some sort of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Oh, well. Now, who might be the occupant of the next door cabin? I would very much like to know. Yes, it would appear to, you're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when seas are rough, or something like that? I suppose. Maybe that's it. A desk. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. Dear Kazuma-sama? Damn. That's rough, Susato. You really were in love. London diary. Poor Cosmo. He didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though his last entry is incomplete. Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. Could be a valuable clue. Hiya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. Sato, I just know. I know that you'll steal the book at some point and read it for yourself. Don't act like you're better than that. What if it's something important, something relevant to the case? All right, I won't read it. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. In this case, it's the need for clues. Isn't the need for clues more important? Alright, this strange word. Did Cosmo write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. What does it say? Poor Kazuma-sama, no doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he? Maybe it's like a thing that you can read upside down. Or maybe it's mirrored. Mirrored and flipped upside down. G-O-D-E. V-D. V-L. G-O. No, but that wouldn't make sense. Why would you write it like that? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? What the fuck? Who was that? He wasn't there a minute ago. Excuse me? He just materialized out of thin air. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Is he gay or European? Oh, how did he... What are you doing? You've noticed the man too, have you? What? This is quite the interesting pose. I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. Something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Cosmo's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Sato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on people when they're in crosshairs, you can converse with them. Or I don't get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. All right. Excuse me. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. Sure is staring under the desk. Your palms are sweaty. Knees weak, arm. Mom spaghetti? I forgot the fucking line. All I know is mom spaghetti. CC, don't die on me. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. When you see a man doing that on your desk for a time that's any longer than like 30 seconds, yeah, I'd leave him alone too. Oh, he's gone. What the greetings. I hope... What? Ah! I hope I haven't kept you long. Holy shit, you are tall. What exactly were you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? This... What the fuck kind of technology are you in possession of? This is not early 20th century technology. Ah, I see. Fascinating. Bro thinks he's from Piltover. Bro's in the future. He said, yeah. I'm sorry, what do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You... been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. What is this guy? What? Okay. I can imagine the writer's room. Okay. We're gonna put Sherlock Holmes in the game. We'll just call him Herlock Sholmes because we don't want to mess with all that. Bro thinks he's Sherlock? He is Sherlock. He's literally Sherlock. But stupid. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing down foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? She believes everything he said. Now she thinks I've been in Afghanistan. How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. What? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake. And now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. The what now? This isn't Final Fantasy. Crystal Tower? I'm sick of doing that raid. And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes. I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Sure about that, bro? Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? I'm a Russian spy. Certainly I am. What? Oh, he's just a big goofball, huh? You see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? How did you deduce 16 victims? I don't see one person who fits the bill. He's a big doofus. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What, you believe all the assassination stuff too? What? And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. No. Hi-ya! Explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Get me up. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You're just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Do you not? Well, yes, maybe. There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call that a deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed. An observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude, and more often than not, I'm right. This guy has the same... This guy has the same strategy as a fucking fortune teller, man. They just throw out random bullshit until you react. I don't think you've introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. Take off those damn goggles. I'm none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Sholmes. So, it's really you? The actual Sherlock Sholmes? The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Sholmes. I'm resisting the urge to say Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? The most famous detective in the world? Naruto-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. Planet have I been living on, then? We must ask him what he's deduced. He'll have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Yeah. The writers wanted Sherlock Holmes, but, you know, in this game, you also have to do some investigating of your own. So it's like, if this guy comes in and does everything for you, then what's the point? So just make him stupid. I love it. Big doofus. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed. I'm none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No. I have no hair. Or hair. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You could read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rance Magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England, especially. Ah yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So the short stories are based off of real ones in this universe. So you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then? Indeed, I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. My stream keeps freezing. Oh no. Might be the connection on your side. It might be. It might just be Twitch too. Let's see, OBL says it's fine. Oh, Twitch says it's unstable. But why? Why, Twitch? Why are you unstable? Explain. Okay. It might be better now? That's probably better now. Dude, this pose he does, it's the fucking best. By this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furs in the skin. All these things are data. Right. The trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. Okay, that's good, CC. Yeah, that's the way my avatar's been set up for a while. I don't know. I've been thinking about like getting it slightly updated. I've been interested in like a short little blinking loop, you know, to give it a little more life. How can you look at me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I return both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Cosma's death. You managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Haven't managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. This guy is so confident in himself. I cannot wait to take him down. Time and time again. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. What were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Wrong. The vent. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Wrong. He's Japanese. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was a Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. I'm not even gonna try. Anyway, that is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama would have left a dying message in Russian? In the final moments, you may find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Godrob may be the name of the killer, a certain Robert God, perhaps. With the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least, where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? Don't what? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. Uh-oh. Sorry for bumping the mic. My internet. What's happening? Folks, my internet decided to shit itself? Folks, this is not good. What is going on? Let me try to figure this out. Give me a sec. Well, I do not know what's happening. My internet decided to go fuck itself. But why? Oh, is it back? Let me try again. Oh shit, it's back. Let's go. Let's heckin' go. We're still back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It was totally out of my control. But it seems we're good. Hello? I think we're fine. My avatar broke, but that's okay. The show will go on. Oh, that was awkward. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. This guy's just talking so much shit out of his ass. Are school uniforms the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. No, Cosma. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Cosma had already been taken away when I woke up. It's the first time I've actually seen him like this. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. A Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink. It would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. Yeah, right. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? Actually, I do want to look at the message again. So we know, at the very least, Cosma knew Japanese and was taking English classes. So I wonder if there are English words you can take from this if you remove a few like extra lines, because maybe the real culprit added some extra marks to make it look like a Russian word instead of an English word. So what strikes me as odd is the fourth letter there. I want to say that was originally upside down V, maybe? But then that wouldn't make sense. Because then if the whole thing was upside down, then the letters would be like LV, LVB, LVBV. The E could be an L or an E. B. Yeah, no, I got nothing. What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Do you think? I cannot even pronounce that if I wanted to. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary, an assassin of 16 part. Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Commonplace, huh? Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads, Revolutionary Villain Bolshevik. His name is a villain? Flees Russia via Shanghai. And why are all the bad people coming to and from Shanghai? Oh, I can't immediately say this guy's bad, right? Not all revolutionaries are bad. Case in point, Dirk. The GOAT? Maybe this guy's goated too. Then again, his name's literally villain, so... yeah. This vessel made a port call to Shanghai yesterday. And last night, the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Cosmo a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Cosmo-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. Because he happened to leave on the same day? One who could kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Respectfully, how the fuck do you think I'm that guy, Sholmes? How? Yes, you villain Bolshevik. No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like that man. Just look at his face. You're back? Welcome back. I'm back too. From my internet shitting itself. The stream kept kicking you out? That might have been my fault. Well, not directly my fault. My internet's fault. Well, you're a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learnt to revolutionize your appearance as well. Oh, please. And, I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? That's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Does England even have a Crystal Tower? Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. Sorry, what was that? No, that's the court record. Now, the history. I see. Do revolutionaries usually read in newspaper articles? Oh, autoplay's on. Let's see. Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? It's Afghanistan, please. Here, take the paper for yourself. A little memento of this great deduction. Excuse me. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back, cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. I'll glance on it when I feel like doing so. Before we started talking, you were examining Cosma's desk, weren't you? Cosma. Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. Let's see. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. Something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. No, he's not. You don't realize she's the biggest Sholmes fan this side of the Pacific. Susato-san, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Life is simply unfair. All because of a single snail. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely the diary belonging to the victim, it would appear the final sentence is incomplete, so the author were cut short. By the way, this whole room gives me Zero Escape vibes. I wish they gave Sholmes stubble. I agree. I think he'd look good with it. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I keep on clicking autoplay by accident. Sayonara, Bonsai, Mikado, Nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. This diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. He's so me. So what was all that about showing off about? I cannot read. So what was all that showing off about before then? If you'd be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. Yeah, you get to read the diary after all. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kazuma-san's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. Second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator griddle. Speckled band. The snake! The snake is back! I have no idea. I never heard that expression before. The ventilated griddle, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects the adjoining cabin. Let's see. Hey, Sandy. Welcome back. Yeah, we finally met him. I didn't think I'd meet him so soon. We meet this guy soon. Cosmo's dead right away too. Really just jumping headfirst into it. So I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. Oh my god, what a fucking doof. Sholmes. matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, seasickness takes hold. This guy gets seasick. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We must crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? I don't think anyone has been prime suspect 2 cases in a row in Ace Attorney. Until now. There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided if I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? No recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. What? Oh, he means that I'm a suspect, but not a culprit, straight up. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you're clearly misguided. I have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I would have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then, and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Oh, now he's just being plain rude. Get out of here, man. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. Sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Get it? Because they twisted the first letters? Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? Hmm? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hiya! After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? Ugh. As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Alright. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there's still things I can do to help myself. I know it's a Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring that real culprit to justice. you just realized, Cece, that Naruhodo is a joke name? Well, better late than never. God, I'm tired. I'm so tired that I'm considering ending stream. Like, holy shit, my eyes are struggling. I had a long day today, folks. I woke up super early because I had early shit to do. Yeah, stream's almost 2 hours. I think I will end it here. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. So is Sholmes here because it's the investigation phase right now? I don't know. Alright, well, we'll be back in the next stream for more Ace Attorney. Yeah, we'll finish up this investigation, hopefully. I need to get some sleep. I'm ending? Yeah. It's like, it's 1 a.m. Yeah, sorry, Sandy. I would stream more if I had the energy, but as of now, it's a struggle. You're very welcome. Yeah. As usual, the VODs will be here on Twitch and on my YouTube VOD channel. Thanks, Sandy. Thanks for stopping by. You too, CC. Alright, well, I wish everybody watching a great rest of your night. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Be well. I'll see you later.